tell me why you still feel the need to speak on that. Nobody's speaking on that. Nobody's asking for apologies. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's just crazy.
Mic check to the gods, man. Another day at the office, my brother.
Yeah.
The kid Mikey, man, I don't know. He comes from that. He likes to call shit out, and he throws jabs, and when you call it back, and when you throw him back, he doesn't like it. That's what I get out of it. But whatever, congratulations to him. As far as him saying anything, me talking about when that situation happened, I just want to be clear. Like when I came back and started going hard about that situation with your
Galera?
girl. No, with your girl
Oh yeah. Oh
to
yeah.
Glera.
Yeah.
I did that strategically, man. I started that Christmas Eve, and I started it out. If people remember, I know the long games remember. I stepped in and I said, "Is it going to be a quiet Christmas or something, or am I going to be the Grinch?" And I said, maybe I'll choose to be the Grinch because that was right around the time when Turtle Boy and all them guys were saying they were drama free and everybody was on some like it's Christmas time. So I decided to come in on Christmas and just say, hey, man, you know what? You know what we need for Christmas? We need an apology. That's what we need. you know, you guys
Right.
need to apologize to James Jackson. So we went on and I did it for exactly 1 month. I did it for 30 days and I stopped. And I told you this behind scenes, man. You know what I mean? Me and you talked many times. I apologize to you if that came off because it kind of toed the line where it's like, you know, um, I was aware, excuse me, I was aware that it could, open up some wounds with you, as far as the shit you went through that you had to endure losing your girl, I know how that, and I was there. So I know how it hurt you. And that was never my intention. My intention was like, yo, how the fuck can we just forget about you guys putting an accusation like that against this dude? You know what I mean? So, and we did
Well,
it.
right. And it's
We
also new to us, bro. Like we're not used to dealing with things on the internet. I mean, it was new for me to deal with that on the internet.
Yeah.
As far as people talking shit and saying and things like that. So we thought just an apology would end it. We weren't like chasing people down for an apology, you know. It was just
No, and when we got the data about where the Glera was, I just thought it was really funny that here's a guy that knows where we are, right, from Boston. As soon as like we find out the location where he is, right, he just got so upset, and then the First Amendment, it kind of that situation led to another situation where now it went to the First Amendment, right? Because there's 5 elements to the First Amendment, and one of them is that you can knock on someone's door or in public approach somebody and ask them questions, right? That's still the First Amendment, right? So
Mhm.
now it's like, hey, we know where you're at, Clara. What if we roll up to you and we ask you for an apology to your face? We know where you are. We know what gym you go to. We know where you walk every day, right? What if we just? What do you think that we can't make a ride out to Tennessee? Me, James, Kevy, of course, Jay Bro would probably be driving. But,
But
I mean?
that, yeah, that opened up a great point, though. A great point, Jay, because isn't he fighting local corruption for his boy TB for the same
You know,
exact reason? You
for the
know,
same exact reason, he got bent out of shape, and then it turned into that I was stalking him. Turned
right?
into I was stalking him, that we crossed the line because a picture got put up of him. And we never doxed him. We never said his address. His address is not online. I mean, the guy walked around a park every single day, not for nothing. And if you're from that area, you would know that park anyway because he walks by the signage of the park, right? Like if the people from that area seen that, they would know, right? So we never
Right.
said, hey, this is his address. We never said that. But yet he spun that narrative like we doxed him. We never doxed him. All we did was say, hey, you go to this gym over here. We're gonna, you take this walk. And what I said was the county. I forget the name of the county now. Um, but we said the county, but that's like saying, hey, James lives in Middlesex County. I mean, look at
Right.
how many different towns are in Middlesex County in Boston. So come on, bro. Stop it.
Yeah, and he knew that, man. He knew that. We didn't go out there and take pictures of him and shit like that. But he just wants to entertain his crowd, and he was simping.
Hey, simping,
It's
Coco
exactly.
simping.
Yeah,
But
man.
it showed exactly what it was. And then what happens, right? Because listen, that's the thing. If a guy's gonna tell the story, that's the problem with these people. You take a sound bite of the situation with what happened with James, and then what it actually grew to, in that little space in time from Christmas time to January. Like, hey, we're gonna come ask for an apology. Now it goes from, hey, I ain't apologizing shit. A matter of fact,
Yeah.
fuck
Eh,
James Jackson and fuck you guys' mothers. He said that, part of my language.
well, he said this.
You're talking. Think about that, dude. Who talks about people's shoes? High school girls, dude.
Like, you should see the guy's shoes. The guy's sneakers are like, he wears like straight up fucking sneakers, like Keds or some shit, with a suit.
Right? Imagine if it was a high school girl saying those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, Jesus, ew, gross. Those shoes. Oh my God, you know they're Mexican knockoffs. I know they're Mexican knockoffs. You know they are. Who talks about people's shoes? Cheap shoes. Look at your bobos. That's fucking little girl shit, dude.
You should see the guy's shoes. The guy's sneakers are like, he wears like straight up fucking sneakers, like Keds or some shit. Just talking to him is good stuff for the soul. I'll tell you that. I value good conversations with good people, very much so. Yeah, it was great talking to him. James Jackson too, really good guy, really good guy. You know how some people just give you a vibe, James Jackson's definitely one of those dudes.
A few moments later.
Oh, that too. Fuck James Jackson. Fuck his dead girlfriend. I don't give a fuck how she died. I don't give a fuck how he feels about it.
He says, fuck James Jackson and fuck his dead girlfriend.
So I
That's
mean, when
crazy.
people say, James, why can't you just get over it? Why can't you and the Glitter just be cool again? Well, I mean, that's one of the main reasons it will never happen. Even an apology, it'll never happen. It's just no, it's not gonna happen. And that's on him, man. I didn't do nothing except say he got some Mexican Jordans on. I mean, you saw those Jordans, and things were huge. And here he is, Jay, making fun of somebody right now. Oh shit!
God,
But here he is making
Oh,
fun of someone's
shit.
shoes, and it's like, first of all, you're making fun of Robert Cosgrove, who's an older gentleman who, like I said this in the last life, he may have a couple of toes missing. He may have to wear those shoes for a reason. Oh, serious. Serious. You know how they got, how they have those shoes, man. They got
God
those shoes.
damn, son. Damn, you got me sweating over here, bro. Damn.
You know what I'm talking about. He may have a reason to wear those shoes with a suit. You had a choice, my man. You actually had a choice. That guy may not have had a choice. So, I mean, there's always two ways to look at things, and we went at you because you had a choice to pick out some J's, and you picked out those. You picked the wrong
ones, bro. You picked the wrong ones, bro. And the funny thing about it is, when he came to Boston, I noticed he had some Concords on, or whatever they are. He had some official ones on when he came back. And let me just segue into that.
They weren't even
No, they
official.
weren't.
They were like Spizikes. I mean, though, I guess.
Oh, they were Spikes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were Spike Lee joints. But yeah. But go ahead, segue.
No, so So what I was saying was when people bring up that story where it ended up going to like him saying all this wild shit, right? The reason why he was reacting that way because he got so bent out of shape. Thank you, Miss Alyssa. He got so bent out of shape because we said we were going to go to where he was at and ask him them questions. So that's and that and that was his reaction. He got so mad. So that's the type of anger that came out of him. Like, oh, how dare you come to where I'm at? Because the fact of the matter is this is a guy who streams in his, his little hiding spot, and he feels like he has the power, the upper hand. And as soon as he realized, holy shit, these guys know where I'm at, and then he knows he met us, he knows that potentially there's a high level of potential that we could definitely 1000% come to where you're at any given time. And listen, I knew where he was at, right? So if that really was on my itinerary to do that, I would have never mentioned it. I could, and you know what? In hindsight, I probably should have never mentioned it. Because we would have had the best content just rolling up on him, right? And then think about it though, that would have got spun a different way, and we probably would have got put in handcuffs if we would have did it that way. So you're fucked if you do with this guy because he turned it into stalking. He said he was going to go to the police. And then the other cat from Mississippi, R.I.P. Nolan Wells. We got a little black kid who got swept up in the ocean, allegedly. Or it's some other devious shit going on. But the point is, it's right there in Mississippi. You got the guy, Snitch House Media, Informant Media over there. He's from Mississippi. Is he talking about the case? Is he talking about the case? You talking about Nolan Wells? You going down there to figure out what happened and fight corruption? No, he'd rather talk about Jess Machado. And and then and in that space and time when we were talking about the Glera, he turned around to the Glera and said, hey, flex your rights that you have in the South. And which was stand your ground, basically saying, Glera, if you have a gun and they come up to you, you could shoot them. He was telling them that, like straight up. He was telling them that, like, use your rights that you have in the South. If they come up to you and you feel threatened, or and that's the thing out here. If you feel threatened, you can definitely 1000% shoot somebody. I don't know how that's going to fly in court. But, in Massachusetts, obviously, the laws are a little different. You need permits for your guns and all these different things. But out there, stand your ground. And he was like, enabling him, telling them things, and mentioning gunplay, which is, in my world, you could get knocked the fuck out for something like that. You know what I mean? Sleepy weepy, right? So these are the things that he was saying, right? And then he also said that since he was a witness to the Turtle Boy window gate when they were in the window of D&E Pizza, and we said we were going to show up to the courthouse, the dude Snitch House Media said, well, hey, that makes you a witness, and isn't that intimidating a witness if they show up to the courthouse? I mean, these are the craziest things these guys were saying. All the while, they want to see Turtle Boy do the moonwalk out the courthouse, not guilty, but yet they were trying to, like, legit trying to put us on charges. Then the girl Dina tried to jump in because I said about the girl Dina, I said, hey, Dina's the type of girl who, walks around the CVS parking lot at fucking midnight looking for loose receipts. You know how people throw the big long receipts out and shit? And I made up a funny skit. I was like, yeah, she was walking down the medicine aisle looking for Robitussin or something, and she was talking somebody's ear off, talking about Karen Reed's not guilty. And I was just making a joke because that's exactly who she is. There's so many bug shows out in the Massachusetts area that go to them 24-hour CVSs, and they're just walking around the store at 2 a.m. And if you happen to walk in there to grab something, if one of your kids is sick or late night you're sick, you'll run into one of these fucking bug shows, and they'll talk your ear off, man. They'll have a Dunkin' Donuts coffee in hand, about a pocket full of coupons, and they'll just talk your ear off about anything. And that's who Dina is. And then she turned around and was like, he must have seen me. He must have seen me in CVS. I was there. How did he know I was in CVS?
God. Really?
And I said, yeah. She said that.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said, well, I didn't know you was in CVS, Dina. You're just a fucking bug show. You're just part of the fabric of Massachusetts. I know what type of person you are. You probably sleep all day and you stay up all night. And she said the most craziest shit. She even went as far as dropping the PDF file on me, saying some shit like that about me. Yeah. And that's what it turned to. So when you speak about that, all we did was take a temperature check at the time and ask for an apology. And that apology turns into intimidating a witness, stalking, and all this foul mouth, vile behavior. And as far as this guy keeping it real, speaking about it, I mean, bro, if you're gonna tell the story, tell the whole story.
Right.
And I don't.
Well, that's what I mean. Don't make a short. Like, you know what making shorts do. You gotta pick a main specific. Like, you gotta, if you're gonna make a short. This is just my advice of what I'm trying to learn on. If you're gonna make a short, make it hit. Make it be something that makes sense. Don't put half of a conversation, like the middle of it, and then the end, so you don't even know. Like, put some context behind it. And they call me Context James, by the way. So if you keep it real, can't do that. If I can do that, you can do that. But the other thing I wanted to say real quick was how you just touched on that. You and I have learned how they weaponize this YouTube shit. The courts, YouTube, the doxing. We never knew what these words were. Well, I'll just speak for me. I never knew what these words were. And
I agree.
And it's like, the girl, they don't like, I can't think of Meredith. They put charges on her, man, like that after everything.
Crazy.
It's just unbelievable. Whether you don't like her or not, you say you want to get away from her, but here you are putting charges. Now that's just going to open up a can of worms to see her every 3 months.
Yep.
Court in the court.
No, that's a great point.
Yep.
You don't want to see it. You don't want to see her, but you're going to see her in the worst circumstance too, in court, like where it's so awkward. Like, it's like you're a witness against her. Like, you're the reason why she's there. Like, you're like, and the fact that he has these criminal cases and he knows how, and that goes to show you that he doesn't take this shit serious, like all these cases that he has against him. Because if he did, and he knows the pressure that it weighs on you, I mean, you just got over it. I mean, last November, you just finally got off this year general continuance that they gave you for some bullshit. I mean, straight up bullshit. I mean, like we could get into that. That was straight up bullshit. Like, that was a travesty. And you did a whole year with that hanging over your head. And I lived it with you, and it weighed on you, right? Yep. And it was bullshit. This dude's indicted. You know what I mean? Like on the news, and you think that weight would make you want to stay away from the courthouse, and here he is putting charges on somebody. That's crazy. That just don't make no sense, bro.
No, that just goes to show you what type of people we're dealing with here.
Exactly. And I think there you go, James. That is exactly why I did what I did and said what I said on Christmas Eve, when I said they try to cancel our Christmas. And I came back and I said, hey, you know what? Everybody wants to be quiet and they want to move forward, and no one wants to take accountability, because that's the worst type of shit. Is calculated, like, drama, what they do. And then it's not going to talk about, and that's another thing, because every time they talked about us, they never talked about us in a positive note. Every time it's Junkie James Jackson, Hood Booger JFK, Randall. Every time they spoke on us, they talked about us in the most disrespectful ways. People in the chat with fake accounts, especially with pictures of the late great Lauren, and all these different things. And I was like, damn, man, they can stop that if they want. Like, they could put like, a bow on it if they wanted to, but they didn't, because they felt like they won, right? They felt like they were in charge. And I just didn't feel good with that. And I wanted to let everybody know, to your point, exactly the people we were dealing with. That's why I did it. I wanted everybody to know. And then we even went a step further in Jay Brill. Jay Brill, what's he do? Jay Brill goes down to the Kelsey Fitzsimmons hearings, and he puts the phone in Turtle Boy's face. And you seen exactly what type of person you were dealing with. Jay Brill stood his ground. He didn't assault nobody. He went in his face. You seen how the dude This is a guy who's indicted. This is a guy who's fighting corruption. This is a guy who could have said, "Hey, Jay Brill, let's take a walk, talk to him off camera." Right? Jay Brill would have took that walk with him and had a conversation. But what did he do? He turned it into a spectacle. He thinks this is funny, right? And then what do? They try to say Jay Brill assaulted a young lady, right? And they try to get him arrested, right? And that's when I hit my ceiling. That's when the ceiling was reached. Right after that, you can't win with these people. But one thing is for sure, James, to your point, is that we know exactly the type of people we're dealing with now. And to your point, what you said earlier about this guy Baker dressed up like a female is fucking crazy. I mean, dude, he put a wig on, man, and he felt so comfortable with the makeup, the way he was finessing the wig and touching it. And shit.
Oh, just gonna say the way he touched it, throwing it back. It was like he did that shit a couple times before. And that to me, here's another guy that says he just wants to move forward and get past this Jessica Machado stuff. And then you dressing up like her, man. It's just weird to me. It's fucking weird. And I went to go pull it up. I was actually gonna go over it. But of course, he put it behind.
Go to Jess Machado's. Go to Jess. That's where I seen it. I seen it on Jess Machado. She pulled it up earlier.
Did she?
It's on. Yeah, you could go to Jess Machado's YouTube right now. It's on there. The last one she did. She's talking about it. You could see the wig. She got it up. Pull it up. It's funny. That's where I seen it.
Because I was in there this morning saying good morning. I always go in there and say good morning to her. Because she came in the chat the other day when I was just talking, and I just felt like I had to say a few things. And I'm like, Jess, like you said, I went off of basically the beginning, middle, end. But I started off like how you were saying, we know Jess. We know her background. We know where she comes from. But we don't know nothing about this guy. And now he's throwing wigs on and shit like that. It's just, shit is crazy. Oh shit!
Yeah, this shit is wild, man.
Oh yeah, she got. Oh, this shit is nuts. Just don't strike us. We got you.
Don't worry about it. She ain't striking us.
Nah,
she's good, buddy, with that.
Yeah,
she jumped in the chat yesterday when I did the drive-through. She was listening to the drive-through. Yeah. I mean, I just don't agree with her. I feel like she needs to make listen, I'm not telling her what to do. I'm not here to change her opinions. I'm not here to change mine. I'm here to provoke your thoughts. That's all we try to do over here at James Jackson, Jay Brill, JFK, Kevy Kev. That's all we try to do. We ain't trying to change no opinions about anybody. But I'll tell you this. I think that it would be cool if she apologized to Meredith, man, because she called her job, dude. That's crazy, man. It didn't have to do that, And
I said that to her. I said, this is, you consider this your job, right, Jess? And how would you feel if you got canceled tomorrow and you had no income and you got money that was already accounted for, that you thought was accounted for your rent, your kids, whatever you were gonna do? I mean, how do you know she didn't have that waiting? So that's the only thing.
Mikey just said in the chat, he said, Jess tried to get me canceled on the Howie car. She says, I'm trashed. The almost did apologize to Meredith today. It was progress. Oh, did she? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she said some bad shit about me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she said I was slumming it. Yeah, all of us,
Yeah.
And I
mean, who are these guys? Why are they here? But you know what? And I'm not sticking up for her, but
she was underneath the cult.
She was in the culture. She was in the culture. Yes, she was in a different culture back then, and now she's thinking she made up this third dimension. We'll let her do it. Oh, LG, what's LG? I thought you were gone. LG. You said that.
And here's LG. LG. This is LG. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police.
What's
God
up, LG?
Damn, LG.
It
LG,
is what it
man.
is for Aiden. Yeah, she did.
Don't pull out that kid. Man, LG, what up, girl? LG, man, ain't nothing but LG. Don't ever think that. One thing about us, one thing you should know, being a state trooper, we don't bend and we don't fold. You could put your little puppy, your little canines that you train. You could put one of them on my arm, and I still ain't saying shit. I ain't saying nothing. That dog's gonna have to rip my arm off before I say a fucking word.
Hey, at least you only have one. You'll have one arm to cuff.
You know what I
You'll
mean?
be holding a
Oh
limb.
man. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go run it. Go run an NCIC on James Amaral and Randy Baldessari. It's gonna come back to one word: solid.
Oh shit! You ready for this? Check
Let's
this
go.
out.
Oh my God! Look at this.
I promise you everything's going to be fine. Just hold on a minute. Hold on. Fair use on this, please. Fair use. This is all under fair use. Now.
So, disclaimer: this is all under fair use. This is just a woman I had come across this morning. I think her name is Baker, and I just want to see what her show's about. And he kind of, yeah. Let's see. Let's check it out.
It's crazy.
Guys,
Kim, of course
But
you did.
he was the chosen one, and God said, hey, some might call you the queen or the Virgin
Oh my
Mary
God! Look what he
of
does.
the internet, because you are my chosen internet personality. So even though I don't want to stream at all. I don't need you little hamsters to feed my ego daily, or else I would break down in tears, because then I would only have Oceans and the other woman sitting screaming at me how wonderful I am. And they don't pay me enough. But God said, you are the Virgin Mary of YouTube's. So from your mouth to my ears, big guy, that's why I stream. And because I'm the greatest at it. Bet your daughters are beautiful. You look really good as a girl. What do you mean as a girl?
this.
That could feed me. Over and
Look at the way he
Whoopsie.
touches that hair, bro. Come on, man. That's
Daydreaming.
just
You know how
that's
it is,
muscle
girls,
memory,
when
man.
you get into your baked goods.
That's muscle memory
But,
because
Lauren
Yes.
had been hating on me, and I was thinking, what would Jesus do? So I wanted to go fishing, and I randomly drove by this bait and tackle
No.
shop somewhere in Massachusetts that's totally real, owned by a little old lady.
Now, to me, what I can't figure out is how he could do this seriously. Like, he is seriously, this is with
Well,
intent.
I'll tell you
This
how he
isn't
can do
a-
it, Jess,
It gets worse.
because he's done it before. So
Oh,
that's
easy.
why. That's why he's
Easy.
so good at it. This is something
Yeah,
that
I
he's
mean-
done before.
yeah. Mhm.
Who the hell knows? Ask J7. They might have even had a FaceTime like this. I don't know. Disclaimer.
Man, yo, the fact that I'm telling you, it's what you just said. You said it earlier, man. I'm gonna run with that. I think that's a great theme to this show. These people, these are who these people really are, bro. These are who these people really are, man.
Yeah.
This is who this guy really is, man. This is not by accident. This is muscle memory, man. The way he's touching that hair, like, bro, I wouldn't know what to do with a wig on my head, bro. This dude knows exactly what to do.
Even the makeup, he put it on like he messed it up just so he didn't want it to look too perfect. God
Wow,
damn.
bro. Exactly. He did that shit on
This
purpose,
isn't like an
cuz
off the cuff, like we're gonna do something funny, right? So
Jess
remember
knew-
earlier when I was like, guys, please try. He did it. He tried. This man tried. He went and made. Please prepare yourselves.
Look at this.
Just hold on.
Wait a
Oh
second.
my god.
Talking about used to do blow. That was that horrible Danish guy making fun of my new bestie who I sent all of Lauren's information to.
Yeah, this dude got issues,
Girl.
man.
You know how it is. You go right here.
Oh,
Can you imagine this man,
look at the
Look at
freeze.
this single man, like this
Look at the
Yo,
freeze.
yo, Baker, you fucking played yourself, bro.
Damn,
You
Baker.
fucking played yourself, bro.
You know,
Baker,
there's
you
this
should
thing
just,
in
you should just,
Hollywood. There's
Yeah.
this thing in Hollywood where people, they say they sell their souls once they put the wig on. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't
it's-
know how it works for you two, but I would say it's damn near close. It's
bro,
a
you
wrap.
talk shit. Hold on. So this guy talks shit about her calling him a PDF file, right? Or calling him a weirdo and a creep, right? And all these different things, right? And she's been getting bashed and piled on for it and all these different things. And then he talked about his family and some of his family members might see it. What the fuck is your family gonna think when they see this?
Oh, it's just Baker.
Oh,
Oh shit. Normal.
Oh,
That's
man.
normal around the house, man.
oh man,
Oh.
dude, man,
That's
that
a
is
good point.
wild, bro.
That's a great
Bake-
point.
Man,
Wow.
that's
You know, like-
the bacon.
I mean, doesn't his? I mean, I don't disclaimer. I don't know if he has children. What would they see this? I mean, dad's being funny again. That's not funny, man. I guess. But that's the thing. They think this is comedy. This
No,
is
that's not. This is, think about it. If you're just coming across YouTube, right, and you're seeing a guy like him with tattoos underneath both his forearms, right? He's touching the wig. He's finessing the wig. He looks
Oh,
like a fucking. He looks like a. He looks like a prostitute from fucking the combat zone in fucking 91, kid. Fucking coming up to the car, dude, touching their hair and shit. One of the trannies. Disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it like that. That's a disclaimer, man. But he looks like a common streetwalker kid. Damn. Oh man, this dude must be off the meds, dude, or something.
I mean, for someone that's not bothered by it, he went out and bought a wig. I mean, did he have that? That's the question. Now, where did he get the wig? Where did he get the makeup kit? I mean, he had a whole kit. It was just all right. So, but the other thing, well, let me finish this and I'll touch on the next thing I was going to say.
Whoa.
Disclaimer.
Touch on
if
what?
necessary. I'll touch on this subject I was going to talk about.
Oh god
Disclaimer.
damn.
I know.
Don't
See what
say
you're
that.
doing,
Don't say
Baker?
that. Don't say that around Baker, kid. Now we
middle-aged
know-
man who
But you know what's going to be funny, Jay, is later on, he's going to go in and say, you see, the car crew's making fun of me. Bro, we're not making fun of you. You did this. You
did
came
this.
out like this. Yeah, you thought this was going to be presentable to everybody. We're just looking, hey, man, you wanted this. We're just going over it. That's all.
lives alone with toys behind him went to
Toys.
this extent.
We're starting a new social horizon chat because this is a new show. We're not going to reuse any of the old content. Oh, let me just expert.
I can't. It goes on.
Oh, my God,
He did
man.
a whole show.
Yo.
Look at the hair. Look how many times. She went through the whole thing, and every time.
The ease at which he acts this way is just, it's too much. I got to give him credit. There is.
Wow.
Yeah, that shit's wild. Yeah, man.
Well, now we know why the
it's-
glare. Now we know why the glare loves him so much.
Goddamn. Well, speaking of that, it's you saw how close TB was to getting that petty stream on him, right? And I
Yep.
believe, this is just my belief, that he was testing the waters to see, because he said it before, I might lose some before TB called in and saved himself. But I believe that he was testing the waters to see if he was going to be able to pull how many people from the Free Karen Reed movement were going to go with him. And that's really his crew. But the guy Expert, the guy Baker, these people from Megan Fall, I don't know, all these new creators, That's his people, I think. That he was ready to go move on with them and take whoever he could with him. But then within no time, you see TV call in and it was over with. But he
Well, that
had
was
him
a
like,
play
yeah,
by design. That was a play by design, though.
yeah. Oh, you think that was?
Yeah, well, I think what it was, honestly, I think that he knew that because TB kept hitting him up behind the scenes, right? And he kept, he wanted to go forward with that petty, but he knew TB, chances are, when he wasn't answering, was going to jump in the chat, which he did. And then he knew if he gave him a link, he was like, all right, I'm going to give him a link. And hopefully either two things are going to happen. Either TB is going to bow down to me, simp for me, or he's going to, or come at me. And once he simped, that's when he has that now. He memorialized the simp. And he memorialized that basically TB bow down to him. So now if he decides to, go in any other direction against TB, he can always revert back to what he has. Like, yeah, he wasn't saying that this day. He wasn't saying that then. You know what I mean? So I think it was a play by design, man. Like either way, to your point, he was testing the waters for sure.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Now, I thought as far as the play by design, people thought it was set up where TB was upset. You could tell. He was definitely upset. When he called in and put a stop to it as fast as
So let's ask TB a question. So tuberculosis, man, Aiden Proctor. Let me ask you a question, my dude. Here you are inside court with defamation of character, right? And you're about to go to trial in December, right? And possibly, in the reality of it, you probably will end up anywhere between a 3 to 5, a 5 to 7, or a 7 to 10. The worst case scenario, you get a 20-piece chicken McNugget, or you walk out of there not guilty, or you cop a plea. These are the people that are on your side fighting for your case. These are the people. This is what the peers are looking at, man. Like when people think about your case, they think of a dude in Denmark in a wig. That's what they think now. That's what your case is that night. It's a joke. So when you think about the witness intimidation case, people, I want you to close your eyes and think of Baker in a fucking wig. Because that's what a joke, right? These people are representing you. When you come back from your little vacation, right? You need to come back and put all these dudes in check, right? Because if you basically endorse this behavior, this is what they're doing. This is what they're going to do. When you go to jail, they're going to put on a different color wig. What do you think? They don't give a shit about you, bro. They don't give a shit about you're fighting for your life. There's no price on freedom. I don't care how much money you got, what little Lexus you drive. I don't give a shit. I'm an old school cat. I like the old school cars. I don't give a fuck about your little iPad in the middle of the console. I don't care about all that gay shit. I don't give a fuck about all that. I want an Alpine 6 Crystal with a tape deck. I'm a weirdo. But the point is, none of that shit matters. There's no price on freedom, and you're fighting for your freedom. And these people are just basically mocking you, taking your audience, people who should be zoned into your fight for freedom. And this is what they're doing. They're putting on wigs and making a fucking joke out of your misery. Because that's all this is. This guy's in Denmark, man, just trying to appeal to Massachusetts people. And I can assure you, these two people right now, and the people in this chat, even Jess Machado, that shit don't appeal to us, man. Mikey Crawford, hell no.
No way. And it's like, TV was live one night and he said, I'm going to focus on my case. I'm not going to talk about this. If you guys want that, there's a channel for it. And he gave the woman's name, the woman Jolene, right? So then he goes live, one of his big lives one night, and all of his people were in her chat. The glare, every single one of those big names that were in his chat prior, were all in her chat because they love the fuckery. They don't want to see they don't want to hear about motions and this and that. And it's not exciting to them. Like it or not, your case is not that exciting as you think. Yeah, the names might be a little exciting. You got JFK, Tully, this asshole, that asshole, you got these people. Yes, the names. But the charges are whack. Like who wants... it's just not that exciting. You know, we just say just drop it. And I seen Gigi earlier say that there's a deal on the table, and I wouldn't doubt that if there's a deal out there already.
Oh yeah,
And,
there will be. There will be.
yes.
And that's when he's gonna realize his lawyers are lawyers. He's gonna realize they're not superheroes because they're gonna try to convince him to take that deal.
And he's gonna realize they're not his friends. That like he thinks.
Exactly.
But, you know, so it's a catch-22, man, to be in, because he doesn't want to go too hard on him because he needs him right now. But he does always mention once he's off of this probation. I don't know what that means. I mean, he's already come at us. How much more can he come at us? Pause. But how much more?
Well,
he can't.
Well, we're vaccinated, so that shit don't. We're vaccinated, so that shit don't matter. That shit just bounces off us, man. We sneeze at that shit. Come on,
right? That's what
that shit don't matter to us. That shit doesn't penetrate. He played himself, man. You know what I mean? Like his mystique, everything about him is like he just watered it down, and that's what happens, man. You know what I mean? You can only that's what you do. And this just proves it, man. This is what it's connected to. You know, anybody who's watching and. You know, and to 808's point, the only thing that appeals to is the circus, you know, and the way he's touching his hair, he's stroking his hair, like he's doing exactly like he has the nerve to talk about like where we stream from, but he's sitting in his house. And think about it, like think about the process. Like when I go do a live stream, like today, this is easy money. James Jackson said, JFK, here's a link. This is my stream. We're just gonna come up and kick it. But when I'm talking about a subject like Nolan Wells or something like that, or Eddie O'Brien, or even Karen Reed, and so on and so on, man, 2 to 3 hours it takes me to prep for my show, man, easy. Because I got to get into it, I got to feel the passion, I gotta try to find something that lights me up a little bit. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke weed. I mean, shit, maybe I should start again. Maybe that shit will light me up. A little faster, you know?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
I gotta find that passion, man. I gotta look into it. I gotta edit something. I gotta put something together. I gotta have something that I can ride on through the whole show. But the point is, the process of this show, of the Baker show, think about it. He's got a wig. I mean, he probably had like he opened up his drawer. He had a whole bunch of wigs. Let's keep it real. Probably had about 10 of them. He probably had some lingerie in there. He probably really thought about how deep he was gonna go. You know what I mean? But think about.
Damn.
You know,
10 wigs, bro. Oh
right?
Shit!
And like to think that you're gonna hit the live, but so think about it though. You have to get the wig out. Then you have to then you put it on. Then you put this makeup on. Then you got to then you got to set the live up, right? Like, hey, like what you did. Hey, on the porch, just kicking it or whatever, afternoon live, right? So you got all this time to think this through. You got all this time to, and then boom, you hit that live button, man. And then you got to turn your camera on. So you still have even more time to say, nah, maybe this ain't the move. But he had no problem with doing it, man. No problem, bro. Like he didn't even flinch. He didn't even laugh and rip it off. He didn't take it off 2 minutes in and just throw it down. All right, guys, I'm just kidding. I look stupid. I'm sorry. I was just being dumb. Maybe that wasn't a good look. No, that motherfucker did 3 hours in a wig.
He did the whole show with that on? No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh. 3 hours with the wig, son.
That, man, that's crazy. That is just insane. I mean, hey. And that's the thing now. So Jolene said she wasn't biased, right? She just goes over content and she does her little critiquing and her little satire, if you will. So I hope we see something from Jolene with this. And if we don't, then we know that Jolene is definitely biased against Jess. Because you have to say something about this. This is not, you can't just let this fly. No way. This is great. This is content for months to come. thank you, Baker. I appreciate the things you do.
Oh yeah, and who's been riding? What's the dude's name? You've been talking to him. What? I know it's BX, right? The dude from the
Yeah,
Bronx.
yep. So,
Oh, he's gonna have a great time with that.
oh, he's gonna have a great time. So, everybody wants to say that BX, we brought BX in and da da da. You remember back when I'm trying to, I think it was like during the recording, the night that I was like trashed, just like was out and I started yelling at Glera. I was emailed a few videos. I told you behind the scene this. We never went in and showed them. Nurse Kim had said at the same time she was emailed those videos too on Glera to see what she was doing. I don't think she ever showed. So now he's here, man. He's been around. He's been watching. If he's watching now, he's in the chat. Shout out to BX. But he's been going at Glera. It sounds like they've been having some issues for a while now, and he's just following them around. So, and I guess he may bump into him from time to time, like come up in the algorithm, and he sees what's going on, and he just knew. So it was his chance. It could have been a chance for him to jump in and say, "Look, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm saying," and I believe Jess Glera. I just can't fuck. And same with me. Like I can't fuck with that guy ever again. That's just what it is. And then like I tried the other night to go in there and be simple, because there are some people that come in his chat that go on our chats, and I say hello. And you know how he throws up that clip where I just said, what's his name? Farouk. How you say his name?
Yeah, Farouk. Farouk,
yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
Ron
so
Simmons. That's Ron Simmons is his real name.
Right. He has a clip where the guy from The Hangover, I forget his name, the Asian guy, says, gay, and all that. That's what I was saying. He knew what I meant, and then I got blocked immediately. So, I got a gifted membership, and then he took it away. So that's what people are doing, to pay for memberships where you get blocked. I mean, that's crazy too. But he blocked me because I said gay, and then it was on during the petty stream where him and some women went in on Jess.
And that's the thing, like anybody that teams up, like I seen the woman, Rebecca Lavoli, the one who I did a stream with, like, so back like last year, remember I did that, I did a podcast. So basically what happened with Rebecca, right? I did a podcast with her and she wasn't on YouTube at the time. Right. And I told her, like, when we were talking in the, on the podcast, because it was audio. She told me it was audio and she clips it and whatever.
Yeah, I remember about the Higgins phone call and everything.
Yeah. We talked for like an hour. Well, I talked for like an hour, and I was sick. I remember I was sick and I was gonna not do it. And then I did it. And she was like, go ahead, man, just run it. And I was like, all right. And she told me she was gonna edit it. So my mindset was like, you know what? I'm just gonna break down every point that I have, right? And she's gonna edit it and take what she wants from it. You know what I mean? And but she ended up not really editing it. She just ended up letting it run. And I really wasn't too happy with that because I thought I kind of was just yapping too much. But next thing I know, I ended up, my subscribers started going up. People said they loved it. She put it on her YouTube. It got something like 20,000 views or something crazy. And it went nuts, right? And I was surprised. Because it wasn't. I didn't think it was my best, my best presentation, right? But anyway, I don't see that on YouTube no more. I think she took it down or whatever. But I remember telling her at that time, I'm like, you should become a YouTuber. Why not jump in? And she was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna start getting my feet wet with it. And then now she's got a YouTube channel, I think, with another girl. She does kind of like what we do. She, like, her and somebody else. But but I seen her do a petty stream with the Glera, and then I kind of realized, and I'm just like, what she doesn't understand is, once you take sides with somebody, especially with the Glera, he'll turn on you fast.
Right.
He'll line you right up. This year he'll be on your side. Next year he'll be riding on you. So that's just, just something that I want to throw out there.
Yeah, and at the same time too, when I remember now when she did that with you, and then as her YouTube channel started to build, they seemed like they were just kind of doing what Melanie Little did. They really wanted to stay out of it, but then Deb got in with them, and they loved that. And he knew about all the drama, and he's telling them, no, you gotta listen to the drama. And then I don't think the other one really gets in. I forget her name. I don't want to. Is it Melanie or Mel or something? I think it's
maybe
Mel.
her name's Mel. Yeah, I think her name's
But,
Mel.
yeah, she seems like she doesn't really get too involved with it. But yeah,
Well, they're good at what they like. Yeah, they're good at what they do. To your point, they go over cases and things like that, and they do a good job. But once you jump on a petty stream,
oh yeah, so
like you put yourself in the scope, man. It's not a good place to be, you know.
yeah, it's basically saying I chose this. This is my way of going with, and making fun of people at that age is just, to me, not where I want to be in my life. I think as we get older, as men and women, you want to be successful. You want to change. You want to be a good person. That shit. But this is, again, here we're back to, this is the internet. But I'm getting tired of hearing this is the internet,
Yeah.
But it is.
Well, there's no safe space for disrespect, my brother. And that's what people got to understand. There's no safe space for it, right? Nobody in their right mind. That's the thing, man. Like, you just look at Piers. If Joe Rogan was going to look at that Baker stream tonight, he would say, what the fuck is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Dana White was going to hear the Glera say, blah, 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 in your dead girlfriend, you know what I mean? Like, he'd be like, what? I'll slap that dude. Any real person, is gonna say, what? There's no safe space for that shit. You know what I mean? You could control your dialogue, point blank, period. And they just got too comfortable with saying it's the internet, it's the First Amendment, and hiding behind that. And that's the thing, because the other element of the First Amendment is now that if you say something crazy about me on the internet, it's my right in person to approach you and say, hey, will you repeat that again? And then what they say is, if you do that to me, I'll call the cops. So where the fuck do you win?
You can't win. Thank you so much, Weird Fall River Accent. Dynamic duo. Better together. Yeah, man. You can't win with them. And then you go on Twitter, Game of Thrones, and people are doxing. People are taking people to court. It's just wild, man.
So I don't know if you heard my live yesterday. I kind of talked about you yesterday on my live. I don't know if you heard it. So people that did, yeah, you was. I thought you were there the whole time, but you wasn't. So since that you weren't there, I put it on members only after, not just because, I do that from time to time to make it exciting for my members. I pick and choose which lives I throw on the members only. And if you're a member, go ahead and watch that stream yesterday. I thought it was a real good stream. We had Nan in there. Jess Machado popped in. It was a fun stream. We played some Eazy-E, got a little spicy in the afternoon. But here we are again. So since I'm on here with you, when I was on a road trip and I was listening to your live stream, and I was talking about how I heard you said that you thought Ray from Dallas got a bad deal. Like, you felt bad for Ray for Dallas. And I said, word for word, I said, you could speak for yourself, James Jackson, because I don't think Ray got a bad deal, because he hid behind a mask talking a bunch of shit. And when his mask got pulled off and there was an allegation, a person came on a live stream to confront him and he jumped up and ran. We never put an allegation against him. Our main thing was, and this is just my opinion, you could think about it the way you want. I'm not trying to change your mind, because I know I think at that time, What the Duck was in the chat too yesterday. I think at that time that these people came into the chat. Causey came into your chat. The other girl, what's her name? The other scary B. What's her name? The other Skag B. Is that her name? Oh, Mary B. The other Mary B. Yeah, the other Mary B. She came into your chat and she was like, "Thank you, James, for saying that. Like, you apologized to Ray from Dallas." I want to be clear. I do not apologize from Ray from Dallas. If Ray from Dallas, this is what I said on my stream. I just want to be transparent with you if you ever heard it, right? So I said, there's no possible way we did anything wrong, because the person who made these accusations against Ray went on the live stream and confronted him, and he ran. And this is the same guy who had a bunch to say, even to the point where he had a bunch to say, where he sat on his live stream for days on end saying, my email is this. And anybody who knows James, send me some information. And he called me racist. And I said, this is exactly what I said yesterday. When everybody knows that my line of business, my JOB, that I've been in business for 20 years, is the hip hop culture. And he called me a racist, which could destroy my name in my marketplace. And I don't take too kind to that. That's no different than Machado calling up Meredith's work in my world. So if and my main thing was, if he didn't hide behind a fake avatar and he showed his real face and was transparent, I don't think he would have said half the things he said. Right. And so I just don't feel bad for Ray at all. And I think what people left out, the big thing was, I said this yesterday too, is that they forget that when that came out, this guy, Tuberculosis, wanted to jump in the middle and wanted to interview Ray. Interview Alex. And I said, okay, no problem. I'll set you up with Alex and you could do an interview with him and you can get down to the bottom of it, whether it's accurate or whether it's false. This is more your lane, right? This is what you do. You're a journalist, right? I thought we could find common ground at that point and didn't get down to the bottom of it. But instead, what did he do? He wrote a blog and he destroyed me and Nan and he destroyed Alex. And then Alex came on the show and spoke his truth and said what happened to him. And what did he do? He destroyed Alex. And at that point, me and Jay Brill had to make it audible, right? We had to make it audible. What are we going to do? We're going to leave Alex out after that to dry? No. So we put him on the show and we kind of rehabilitated the situation. And then what we did after that was, since we were being called liars, we took the next step that Turtle Boy should have did. We went out and got a lie detector test done, which he passed. And on top of that, we told him to go to the authorities. And he went to the authorities. And the investigation is still open. Jay Brill said that yesterday in the chat. I didn't see it. We did everything was supposed to be done. And all I can say to the people out there that want to know what's going on with Alex, Alex has a Facebook page. You can hit Alex up. Or how about this? Ask Ray. Ask Ray. Because he still hasn't spoke about it. So my point is, you said it was kind of wrong for putting a jacket on him. Well, I feel we never, and I'll put a bow on it. Yeah. I feel we never put a jacket on him.
Yeah, and I can see that. And it wasn't just an email on me. It was an email. If anyone in Lauren's family, anyone knows Lauren, he wanted to speak to people from her family, shit like that. You know, those are things that I wasn't like asking for apologies for. But whatever. The thing I mostly was saying is get the word for us, like where we come from, that word does not get thrown around like that. We don't, like they just throw it around so easy in here, man. Like you could just call someone a PDF or whatever. So I get it. Ray's situation was a little different.
Big difference.
The kid had a problem with him
for 20 years.
Prior. But the way it went down is, as far as us and them making it seem like it was us, was, the way it happened. And that's just the way it happened. I can't control the way things happen. The only thing I control is, like you always say, your dialogue is my dialogue. Is that's all I control, is the things I say, things I do. Did I like what happened? No, of course not. But, at the same time, this guy just that's why, like, when it comes up, it's like, how many times are we going to speak on this? You guys all saw what happened. There's nothing else to say. Well, you guys reached out.
My main thing, James, my issue with you was, right, and I know you, bro. And listen, there's nothing, let's be clear. There's nothing nothing on this internet will ever come between me and your friendship, number one, right? But when I was on my road trip, I seen in the comments, I felt that you got, this is just my opinion, I felt like you got a little spun out because Causey was in the chat, Mary B was in the chat, and, they were like, thank you, James, for saying that. And I felt like you, said that, it was wrong for what happened to Ray the way it was done. And my take on it always was and I feel like when that happens, when people come in your chat, right? And I'm not trying to come on here and try to change your opinion. If that's what you think, because now what you know of Ray now, I can understand if you look at Ray for what he is now, you kind of know who he is now because he's been outed, and you look at it like it could have been wrong, and you look at it like, well, what's going on with him and Alex? You don't know the ins and the outs. I can understand if you feel that way, right? I get it. But the point is, that's not the way it was at the time. We didn't know who the fuck this guy was. And you know who did that? He did that. And he loved it, bro. He loved the fact that we didn't know who the fuck he was. And he was trying everything in his power to try to find some dirt on us, to destroy us. And it fucking backfired on him. And that's what happened. And I just want to be clear. Them are just facts. That's not me making shit up. That's not me trying to like make it nice. That's what happened. Now, I always, and I said this yesterday, I always will apologize to the people that triggered. One person that I care about, What the Duck. I care about What the Duck. What the Duck is a good girl. It triggered her. So anybody that it triggered, I apologize because it is some nasty, nasty shit. And I learned from it, and I will not be, even if someone comes to me with, a story that has something to do with that, I won't be highlighting that on my channel because it's just too nasty and it triggers too many people, and it's probably not the right place for it. But as far as apologizing to that cat Ray, I just want to put on record, fuck that dude. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's how you feel, man. That's and that's the other thing too, man. Like you said, there ain't shit on here that's gonna make me feel a certain way towards you with these people. That's what they do. So like this one right here, pats her back. I don't ever see you in our chat, but now you got something to say. That the problem is Jay Brill Emeritus seeked him out on Facebook and messaged him before he came on your show. That's not that this comment on the screen.
Nobody seeked them out, bro. The dude was on Facebook. The point is, when the dude got outed, listen, we could talk about this because that's the thing. That's the narrative they want to put. This, first of all, Pat's a back. Are you ever gonna identify yourself? Because you feel that you have the power, right? That no one knows who you are, right? And as soon as someone like yourself gets outed, they run and hide. It happened with BLT and it happened with Ray. It's only a matter of time before your ass gets outed and you disappear. So go ahead and have your little opinions, feel powerful. You've been doing this for a while now, but it's only a matter of time. You know what I mean? When you get outed and you'll run and hide. So just why don't you show your face? Why don't you come up here right now? We all can turn our cameras on and you can say that shit to our face and tell us what the problem is and tell us how you see it. So we can see your face, what you look like, where you're at, your background, everything. We want to see you because you got a lot to say for years. This is not just like a one-time thing. This is years, for years. And you stir shit up all the time. And that's just keeping it fair. So if you don't see it that way, if you see that your opinion doesn't matter at this point because you're just a fucking Winnie the Pooh avatar at this point. You're just a character. You're not even reality. That's just a fact. Congratulations.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot easier to say shit when you're behind a character and not showing your face. And I mean, that let's not forget, a lot of people do that. TB did that for years before the Karen Reed case. Nobody knew who the hell TB was.
But the difference with TB though was he was writing blogs, and as soon as he had it, as soon as it went to YouTube, and then he was hiding behind audio, he realized he had to show his face because now because he was going to lose in that space. You can't go to YouTube and not show your face. It doesn't make no sense. YouTube is all about visuals. Right. Everything about YouTube is about the visual.
He wasn't showing his face back during the LG and the banner shit, right? He was because it looked
he didn't start showing his face until 2019, but more so he wasn't showing his face, right? When he was writing blogs. And I think that was okay because he was just a writer. You know what I mean? Like Dear Abby never showed their face, right? Like that was kind of like where he got the whole idea from, right? Like he has this opinion. He's this, this anonymous turtle, right? It made sense when he was writing. But as soon as you decide to do a YouTube presentation or you decide to take it to video and then you put the video camera on and the cameras turn off, how long are you going to be able to keep that gig up when someone's going to tell you in this space right now, hey, turn the camera on? and you just don't do it. So no one's going to take you serious. So that's when he realized he had to turn the camera on.
Right.
So he should
Plus all
have never went to video. He should have stayed writing. But he realized that writing game and that, you know, the blog was only going to last so long. He had to do where the world was going. The world went to video, you know?
Yeah.
Everything's a reel. Everything's a short. Everything's a visual.
Was thinking of saying that yesterday to someone, I think my little cousin, where I saw, you know, everyone's streaming now. You got, you know, like even like the hip hop artists, you got Blueface, you got Jada and Joe. Everybody is streaming. So if you think about it, when you and I got into this, and we weren't even like, you knew more when we did the 50 plus bar challenge. That was 2020. We were basically streaming. This is what we were doing, and now
No, it wasn't not basically
We were,
streaming. We
yeah.
1000% streaming.
right. But I'm saying, as far as
You were
like
just so
how,
you were so fucked up every night you didn't realize you were streaming.
I didn't know what time we were streaming, but we had fun. And it's like now, where we're at now, everybody is streaming. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber. Everybody wants to be a content creator, and they just want to show their day of what's going on and what they, especially like, I could see people like Fat Joe and Jada. They got stories for days to tell, and they're legends in the hip hop. I mean, just that's great. But hearing people come, I mean, this guy wearing a wig, who wants to see that? What we're talking about, fighting justice. This is what he's doing. He's fighting local corruption in Denmark.
Right. Yeah, he ain't fighting nothing, bro. He's fighting with that wig. He's fighting with his lingerie to get around his ass. That lingerie. He's got to go to the maternity. My man goes to the maternity section, maternity lingerie, to fit around his big ass. Motherfucker. God damn, Baker.
New Hampshire dude, what's up, man? It's good seeing you in here. I was triggered, but it wasn't your fault, not at all. I was pouted for 50 plus years. No harm, no foul.
Yeah, and I just want to add, so like what the comment was, that we you know, the conspiracy is that we got with Meredith and we got with Nan to find this person to make up this story, or we, you know, no, what happened was the guy's name. Let me tell you something. If you look at the tape when he came up, when you look at when Ray came up, the first thing he kept asking for, right now, you got to look at the pattern here, people, right? Like, this is what I'm saying. When you tell the story, the reason why we had an opinion about it, saying, why did he run? Because there was a pattern before that. See, I'm all about telling the whole completeness to shit. That's what I do. That's who I am, right? I don't, even when I do my music, I make sure that I just don't do fragments. I make sure I get the whole message out there.
Even when you and I are having a conversation, just you and I mean, you always,
yeah. And some people might not like it, right? But I'm just when it comes to telling the story, if you're gonna tell the story, there's no reason to lie to kick it. I don't need to lie about the story. I don't need to add or embellish. I'm just gonna tell you the way it happened. And if you look at the pattern of what happened with James Jackson, this guy, Ray from Dallas, turns around and wants to talk to James Jackson. James Jackson doesn't know nothing about this guy, Alex. Nobody knows that in the process, when he was talking to James Jackson, that Meredith was in the process of a copyright strike, and he was in the process of fighting it. Because at that point, he put that copyright strike in, and he was probably at like number 3. So he had no choice but to fight it. Because if he would have lost, he would have lost his channel, is monetized. And this is where he messed up. He should have just lost his channel at that point, right? Because if it isn't about the money and it's about the GOAT, and it's about the GOAT and the justice and all the shit he was talking about, who gives a shit if you lose your channel? Just make another one, right? But for somehow or another, he realized he needed that money. He probably didn't understand how it worked. So he put his full name out there and fought Meredith. Well, that fight was going on. It's like a 10-day period, right? When that fight's going on, he realized, damn, I got to make a move. I got to make it right with everybody, because when my name comes out, God forbid if this shit with Alex comes following me, I need to make sure everybody's on my side. So what does he do? He reaches out to James Jackson. Everybody knows James Jackson is the coolest dude on the planet, right? On the internet. On the internet. Trust and believe. Only on the fucking internet. Right?
No, that's not true. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Oh shit.
Right? James Jackson will call you out, man. Listen. But in real life, you do not want to fuck with James Jackson in real life. But I'll tell you this. So now he calls James Jackson up to his channel. James Jackson, he starts bringing up an AI song, right? An alleged AI song. Loco is not AI, right? Just to let everybody know, Loco's a real dude. And he starts talking about this song that said that he was had a sexual case in the song and this and that, and he wanted James to apologize about that song. And James is like, yo, man, listen, the fuck are you talking about, dude? It's a song, bro. It's hip hop. Like, it didn't say you was a pedophile. It said like it was a sexual case. You were PC'd up. And he was like, yeah, but that was wrong, man, putting that jacket on me. And James was like, he's putting James in a position, right? And James is like, all right, okay, all right. For the sake of just ending this shit, all right, buddy, I apologize. Even though that ain't me, even though I didn't do shit, I apologize on the behalf of basically the JFK channel, right? Fuckery Donuts, right? He said, I can't speak on JFK, but whatever, we can move forward. And he made sure James got that apology for that. He made sure. So then somehow or another, he comes on the James Jackson birthday bash.
Yeah.
And what did he kept saying to me? Yo, JFK, are you going to apologize for me? Are you going to apologize to me? And I said to him, apologize to you for what? And he was like, you know. And I go, no, tell me for what? What do you want me to apologize for? And he wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say it. It wouldn't come out of his mouth. But he said it to James. But he wouldn't say it because at that point, ladies and gentlemen, the news was already out. It was already on Twitter. It was already out there. Meredith already put Alex's information, put the Facebook post. And that's the thing. As soon as they found out Ray's real name, they just went through Facebook and they stumbled upon a guy named Alex who was throwing him underneath the bus on Facebook. It wasn't nothing set up. It was him doing it 3-4 years ago, right? So he wouldn't admit to it. And then Alex comes on the show, pops up on the show, takes the link, jumps on, and what does Ray do? Hops off. Not even 5 seconds, gone, runs off the porch. And we had an opinion about that. So if you look at the pattern of it and you look at how it went down, it seems like he was trying to cover his tracks. And that's what narcissists do. They try to love bomb. They try to, they try to figure it out. They try to manipulate. Like, this is what these type of fucking mental midgets try to do. And let me tell you something. You ain't pulling that shit with me. All right. I could spot that shit from a million miles away. All right. And that's it. At the end of the day, that's what the fuck happened. That's 1000% what happened. And as far as this person jumping in the chat saying we went out and seek somebody, no, that's not what happened. They ran his name on Facebook and that popped up. And yes, people reached out to him after that. And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they at that point? This guy has a whole lot to say about everybody. But when it was time to talk about a guy that lives probably in a 5-mile radius from him, he had nothing to say. And the question is, Ray, did you ever close your computer and go see that dude? Fuck the internet. Did you ever go see that dude that said that shit about you in a 5 miles radius? Question. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically that's exactly how it went down. And that's basically what I said, he lives in the guy's hometown. If there's any questions that need to be answered, because I can guarantee you, for both of us, I will say this, that if someone from our town that we knew could be touched or at least approached mentioned something like that, they would have already been approached and touched. And I don't know, maybe they could have been. And that's where I just wanted to leave it alone, because it's none of our business. I'm no professional on that topic. And I don't want to, like you said, what the duck. There's others in the chat that it bothered. And, it's just, it was something I just wanted to kind of, and like you said, not just to say sorry because it was the right thing to do, as far as I felt it was the right thing to do, because you can't just go around putting Jack. We know this from jail. You can't do that. So
But we didn't do that.
We didn't do that. We just let
No.
a dude speak. And then when you pass it off, okay, to TV, you're gonna do this, right? You want to interview him? Yep, I'm gonna interview him. He already knew going into it he was gonna tear him up. Tear him apart. And that's what he did. And then, like, because he's going so hard for TV, and I feel like TV didn't even give that guy a chance. He just, because he didn't want to look like, all right, this guy, maybe that was it. I don't know. I don't want to say things out of.
Can I know this is your show. I don't want to hog up your show, man. Right? I just brought this up because I said it on my live yesterday, and I honestly thought you was there because when I started the live stream yesterday, you were there, and you probably fucking went back down the beach and was chilling with 3 bad Brazilian chicks.
Actually,
but anyway,
Luna was real sick yesterday, man. See the thing about this place, a lot of dogs, and some of these people don't take care of their dogs like I take care of Luna. So I don't know if she just got real stomach was upset. Like every hour I had to take her out yesterday, man. I was up all night.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, that's awesome, bro, that you have something to care for like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Take you back to the roots, man. It grounds you, man. It grounds you. But I just want to add to that when you mentioned TB, right? Because there's just so many pieces to this, right? And I just want people to know the facts. TB is the same guy who went on his live stream and said, if Jen McKay, Brian Higgins, and the whole House of Defendants took lie detector tests and they passed it, he would give them whatever money they want. And he would stop talking about this Karen Reed shit. And he would admit that he was wrong. He said that on one of his live streams. If they passed the lie detector test, he would admit he was wrong. Here's the thing. He believes in lie detector tests. He just doesn't believe in the lie detector test Alex took. They want to say Alex is a criminal, and they want to use his criminal background and say Alex is a criminal. That's totally reversed. Okay. Right. Alex would never go to the police and never do a lie detector test. And we have that moment with him and his cousin, his family. And you have that moment. It's all right there, people. And this guy, he had the chance to look at it from both sides, and he didn't. You know why? Because we know this for a fact that when Ray started talking shit about Meredith, before he talked shit about Meredith, he asked Turtle Boy if it was okay. There's no way this guy Ray, who calls Turtle Boy the GOAT and rides his coattails, would just randomly start talking about his ex-girl where he knows that there's love attached to it. So he reached out to TB and said, hey, I don't want to talk about her unless it's okay with you. And TB probably fed him some notes. And he went in on her. And then when he realized that Meredith outed his ass and basically took a page out of Turtle Boy's book and Doc's just dumbass, he felt he needed to back him up. And that's what he did. And all that was a, hey, man, you looked out for me, I'll look out for you. And in the balance, no one really knows what happened to Alex, right? No one knows but Alex and Ray. And another thing is, I want to say this. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because Causey, Mr. fucking PC Causey himself, right? And the other girl, Mary B, 2 people who used to hide behind fake avatars. They come from the chat, and then they got monetized, and now they got these channels, and they do nothing. They do absolutely shit. They're just straight bug shows. Both of them belong in fucking an asylum, all right? Straight up, right? They're fucking demented, all right? And I'm saying that. James, I'm saying that. They're fucking weirdos, straight up. The reason they constantly try to tell you, they constantly get Ray's back. It was wrong what you did to Ray. It was wrong what you did to Ray. You know why they keep saying that? Because they're the same as Ray. Because they came from hiding behind avatars. They came from hiding behind fake accounts talking shit. They come from that vile shit. So they feel they need to protect it because that's who they really are. So anybody that's screaming like, oh, and then Mary like putting accountability on you, like, James, you need to say you're sorry. And then when you kind of said you were sorry, she's like, thank you, James, for saying it. Listen, tell her to go play in traffic. See you later. Who gives a fuck what she got to say? That's just my opinion. You ain't got to, and I feel like that's wrong. Like, if you stand on what you stand on, let you stand on what you got to stand on. They shouldn't try to hit you with some delusional accountability like you did something to this dude. You did absolutely nothing. This been going on in the hood in his area for years. For years, it's been going on in his neighborhood. You know what I mean? People knew about this. Family members knew about it. We did absolutely nothing. He should have never gone on the internet, ran his fucking mouth. A Dallas guy get in the back of some dude from Holden, Mass. Holden, Mass is an hour and 15 minutes away from Boston, Massachusetts. He's not even a fucking Boston guy. I don't even think that fucking Aiden Kearney been to the aquarium. You know what I'm saying? He probably never even been to the Museum of Science. He's from Holden. He's not even from our area. And the fact that he thinks that he's some like martyr in the Massachusetts area, he's a fucking herb. You should have never, a guy from Dallas. Think about it. Isn't it crazy how scumbags can all connect? A Denmark scumbag, a Tennessee scumbag, a Dallas scumbag connects with a Massachusetts scumbag. One thing they all got in common, they're all fucking scumbags, right? And I'm just saying, like, that's his fault for doing that and trying to out real dudes from the area, real North Shore dudes. And that's it. And that's what happens when you play with fire. You get burned. That's it, man. So I'm just saying, man, they shouldn't put that accountability on you, man. They feel, and I feel like a lot of people did that because it was on your stream. Like, James, JFK manipulated you to put him on the stream, and it was your birthday, and it was wrong, James. The people who say that, do me a favor. You got options. And one of them is there's a white sink in your bathroom. You want to join the white power crew? Go bang your head off that white sink, and you can be white power. Right off that sink, all right, you fucking weirdos. I hate that shit. They try to throw that accountability on like you did something wrong. You did absolutely nothing wrong, bro. All you did was swing back. And when you swung back, you fucking knocked them out. And now you're the bad guy? You shouldn't have wanted to fight.
No, I get what you're saying, man. I guess like for me, I just, in situations like that, I just wanted to, like you said, I wanted to just keep it moving, man. Like people saw what happened. Everything is there to see what happened. There's no other way to say this. I just want to keep it moving and do my thing. I don't want to be attacked every time I go live and say, "Oh, you did this, you did that." No, I didn't do anything. Like you said, I said my piece, and before I even knew what happened, I was up on there trying to make peace with people before all that shit.
Exactly, but they don't talk about that part, do they?
They leave that part out. That was like,
well, and it falls for the narrative though. Every time you do that though, every time you give these people a little bit of love, bro, they use that as free James Jackson. You know what I mean? I like James Jackson, but I hate JFK. And listen, that shit does not affect me because, like I said, there's nothing on this internet that can affect my friendship with any of my real friends. Because I don't give a shit. I don't try to take anybody out. Like, I care less if Turtle Boy stops streaming, if he keeps streaming, if he goes to jail, if he doesn't go to jail. I could care less. Life goes on. Like, that's just the facts. The fact that the narrative is that we try to plan to get Alex to take out Ray, to take out Turtle Boy, and they make this big conspiracy that we were trying to take down channels. No, we did not. We care less. You know what I mean? Like, we have fun when me and James and Kevy and Jay Brill and we're out hanging out. We have fun with each other. Like, and look at the people you associate yourself with, TB. You're going to go hang out with Baker. He's going to put on a wig and try to fucking throw you in a closet. You don't even know who you're around, bro. You don't even know who your people are.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, too. When these guys do come to town, like every time Neglera came, he would go to court. But then after that, TB was out. He didn't hang out with them. He's in a hotel by himself getting accused of doing some weird shit. And then accusing us of sending the woman there to do it. It's like, bro, the delusional accountability. You want to talk about that? To say something that crazy and bizarre that you got accused of fondling, I don't know what the hell you were doing at some hotel. But remember, he talked about it on a live. He said that so the security came or something and had to talk to him. But then he said, I think it was them. I think they sent the girl there to do it to me. Oh man, just if disclaimer, if we were really gonna come there, it would have not been a girl in there. Trust me.
And that's the thing. We didn't show up to the court, man, because we just proved the point. If we showed up to the court, right, then you guys would have made a big stink or try to get us arrested or whatever it is. So then we didn't do it. So then we put it's all integrity tests. Then we don't come to the court. We want to see what you guys will say. The day of the court, you guys go to Regina's Pizza. First thing you do is go live. And the first thing you do after being in court all day, facing 20 years, the first thing you do is talk about us and say, hey, where they at? Why didn't they show up? And basically call us bitches. Exactly. Like that goes to show you think at that point you would say, hey, man, they didn't show up because you know what? It's just the internet. It's all good. Let me talk about my case. No, these are who you, this is the reason why I bring up the race situation to segue back into what James said. These are who these people really are. A guy in a wig, a fucking weirdo in Tennessee, a clown in Cape Cod, another girl, Scary B, whatever her fucking name is. These are all weird people, man. They could care less about the pain, the struggle, compassion, human rights, care about victims' families, Francis Gigalotti, down the line, you know what I mean, of Karen Reed. They could care less about the system, how it eats you up, how it weighs on you. They could care less about that. This is who these people are, man. They put wigs on. They do petty streams. This is just who these people are. And now that it's Baker pulls that stunt in that wig is a representation of who they all are. They're all costume. They're all characters. They all hide behind a mask. They all low key got some shit with them. This is who all them people are. No different when that other girl J7 went out and got the fake shady hats, right? Fugazi, knockoffs, not original, fake. That's who all these people are. Period. So now that you're exposing yourselves, I'm going to take the opportunity to parallel it and explain how fake these motherfuckers are. Period.
I mean, it's what it's come to now, Jay. It's like in the beginning, we were the bad ones. We were the ones that always had to defend ourselves. We always had to fight for our spot. I mean, we didn't have to, but we were there. And every time we were there, we were either talked about or said something about it. Why are these people here? Why is this? Why that? Because we were there for a reason. We wanted to be there. We've been dealing with this shit our whole lives. This corruption. We're from here. We know what goes on. So this was for you guys exactly like you spoke on. Where did that happen? The case with the kid Nolan?
Mississippi, man.
Mississippi. And that's a
Horn
huge
Island,
case. Right?
Horn Island, big case. But it's in the black community. People like Willie D, academics. It's more being talked about in the black community. But so far, what I've seen, and I've been talking about it. I got some traction. I got over 10,000 views on Facebook. We got some traction about it. We've been talking about it, me and Kev, and we're going to continue to talk about it because it's not just what happened to him. It's the whole mindset of where our kids at, the generation and where we're going in the future. And why can't we talk about white and black? Why, as soon as we bring up race when it comes to an investigation, because we can agree if it was 5 black dudes and 1 white dude, that investigation would be a lot more intense for sure. And white people don't want to talk about that, man. And you got to ask yourself your question, why? And chances are the white people who don't want to talk about it are not Gen Zs. They're not the younger generation. It's all the Gen X and the millennials and the boomers that don't want to talk about it. How dare you bring race involved in this? And it's like, damn, these generational curses are just tough. And my main thing is we're the Gen X, right? And you're a millennial. You're still a millennial. You're a late millennial, but I'm a Gen X. And the millennials and the Gen X, they're trying to kill us off because we're the only, and I hate to talk like that, but they don't want us to live to 100. They want us to die at 70, man, because we're the last generation that knows what's real and fake. So when we have the opportunity to speak, we should be speaking positivity to the younger generation, trying to bridge that gap, trying to get through to the young generation and let them know, hey, let me explain what's real and what's fake. And one of the realest things you could tell the young generation is the system and how broken it is. Because if they don't know how broken it is and they get caught up in it, that's it. The cycle continues And where's this world going to be for the future? And that's what we should be thinking about. You know, you shouldn't be so selfish. You should be thinking about the younger kids out there, the little kids that are 5 years old, man, in kindergarten right now. Think about how the fuck are they going to grow up? And we're so selfish. We're going to put on wigs and makeup. That's what we do at 50. Okay. All right. Continue to do that. Congratulations.
Hey, I see this comment right here. Yankee City Girl said Jolene's followers used awful racist slurs against BX. Now, before BX went over that video, I left a comment on her going over his video, and I said, this shit sounds kind of racist, Jolene, the way you're coming about it. Because every time BX would talk, she would say, yeah, facts, dog, facts, yeah, you know what I'm saying, dog, yeah. And it's like, come on, he don't even talk like that. If BX probably didn't show his face, I don't think most people would think that he was a black man. And that's just my opinion. He's very well spoken, and that's not to say like he's not like slang, like she was trying to put out there. And I did see that Jolene's followers were using things like
they automatically assume.
Yeah, it's not on Jolene, but followers.
No, she said something. No, I seen the little clip that he put up. I think he put it on Twitter, like where she was like, yo, and he don't even talk like that.
Yeah, so it's like there you go.
He talks more proper than me.
Right. I didn't know how to say it without us making up. You know, but he does. He's very well spoken. I said that to him when I went on a show for a little bit, like when he first, I don't know, when I first moved in. And
well, that's his thing, man. He knows he's this is what he does, man. Like, you know, he wants to be respected in that space. I think like BX's mindset is like if his peers are watching him, like another person who does this, like a personality is watching, he wants his best. He wants his best, show, right? Like he looks at everything to be good. He doesn't try to get out of character and snap. He controls his dialogue, because you just never know who's watching, right? And I think that's his mindset, and he does a good job.
Who's this, Jay? Pez Merez. Mikey's on. Oh, okay. Hey, all right. Now I think I know what that is. Yeah, free Mike T.
Yeah, free Mike, man. Poor kid.
Yeah.
And like that's crazy because like last year, it's been almost a year at the feast. You know how crazy is that? Like next month's the feast, bro. All over again. That shit went by so fast, man.
Yeah.
And Mikey was out there, and now he didn't know that was coming to him, and it just hit him. Like he didn't know that extent of time, and boom, got hit off.
Yeah.
How's his spirits? He good?
Yeah, he's actually, when I speak to him on the phone, man, he sounds great. He's in bid mode. He's settled, and he's in really good spirits. Yeah, you got to get in bid mode, man, or else you're gonna be in. He's not doing like phone bids. He's doing good considering the circumstances. As far as I just got to get out there, man. I sent out the sheet, and then they sent it back because I didn't sign my name on one line. They're very strict, so I had to send out another one. Now I'm just waiting for them, but they'll okay it for me to go see him. But yeah, I guess it's different.
Where's he at?
He's out at he's in the feds, but he's in he just came back out this way. He was all over, but now he's at Fort Devens.
Where's that? Rhode Island or something?
New York? It's
Connecticut.
Fort Devens. It's Mass. It's over. Gee,
he's in Mass.
I believe it's in Mass. Fort Devens is. I think it's like right on the Mass line of. It's far. It's out there. It's like probably an hour and a half ride, maybe an hour and 15.
Oh, it's in air.
Yeah, it's in air, Mass.
Oh wow.
It's an old army. I think it's an old like army base.
Oh, he's chilling then, bro.
Yeah.
He got lucky. He's in Mass, bro.
Oh, for sure. And it's good for, his family, his mom, it just makes it a hell of a lot easier because he's very family oriented. His aunts his uncles, his cousins, his mom, it's everybody. You see St. Rocco's every year. Everybody there it's all love, man. And everybody's been up to see him, and I got to get up there. Jeannie, actually, I'm gonna message you after this because I need to figure something out with. I guess they all got iPads now. It's a lot different. Instead of phone calls, you can jump on your iPad, and they probably get time to jump on and talk to people and stuff like that.
Well, man, maybe this is a blessing, man. Maybe this will help them out, man. You got to see the positive in it. Sometimes you get rescued, right?
Yeah, you always got to see the positive in everything. I mean, Mikey was doing good before he left, and that's what really bothers me because of how good he was doing. And just the way it went down, having a kid you grew up with your whole life turns out to be a piece of shit. It's just, it's tough. It's tough to swallow. Yeah, feds have tennis courts. Yeah, I guess doing Fed time is good time. The best time, I heard, allegedly. But yeah, man.
How you doing? So you're all settled in? You got a new spot, huh? So you're there.
Yeah, I'm here, man. It's good. I like it, man. It's really nice. It's set up nice. You know where I'm at, where Roger was.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah, that's crazy too. But I don't know if you heard my live the other day. Lawrence kid's father, man.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. That's fucking hard. Now, he died in a motorcycle accident. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
no?
4th of July. On 4th of July, he was on his bike, and so I don't know if someone hit him or how it happened, but
you were cool with that kid too.
Yeah, I did my best, man, to make it cordial because her son I met when he was like 3 months. He's got to be at least almost 9 or 10 by now. It's just horrible, man. He lost his sister, then he lost his mother, and now his dad. It's just
sad, bro.
It's really sad. So I've been speaking with Lauren's sister and some friends of that knew him. But yeah, life is not promised, and that's why, I think especially for me going forward and I got my new apartment. I just want to recreate everything, and I'm trying to, behind the scenes with myself, just everything. So just life is not promised. Hearing that,
I'll give you some advice, man. Just don't get overwhelmed, my dude.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Because I know you, man. You compress everything into one big file. It's like if there's no downloading one thing with you. If you hit the download button, everything's coming, bro. Everything's downloading. You know what I mean? So
no more storage.
Yeah, it's like ran out of storage, man. You just gotta, when you first off the bat, when you make a move like that, change, it's different, and that's it's just gonna shake out the way it's gonna shake out, and it's not gonna feel different in like 2-3 weeks. It's gonna feel like home, number one. But this is what you needed. You needed a shake up, man. So any nervous feeling that you have or worries, that's just normal shit. Just don't get overwhelmed by it, man. And as far as like your channel goes, man, like hit them hard, man. Come in here and do what you do. Come in here live. Don't overthink it. Just be James Jackson, man. That's who these people come to check in with, and just don't put too much pressure on yourself and talk about what you want to talk about. And look at some cases and see what you want to. There's so many cases that from the past, there's one case that we should start talking about that that's crazy. I'll bring up right now. There's already been a couple of documentaries on it, and it's Scott Peterson. But there's a new documentary coming out about this guy on, I think, July 16th. Now, he's the one who killed his wife, Lacey Peterson.
Lacey,
the one
he
threw. Yeah, back in 2003. She was pregnant. Well, come to find out, this new documentary they got, they're saying that if he would have took her out on the boat would have capsized. So now they have like this expert that goes out there with a body on the boat tied up in the same place where he dumped the body allegedly, and showing people that if he would have did that, the boat would have capsized. the type of boat he had. Also, that there's no way he could have did it with nobody seeing him. Also, there's proof by new testing that the body was not in the water at the time they say. Basically, she was killed after the time that they say she was killed by new testing. They're saying he dumped her in the water like December 24th or something. They're saying that she was dead. They killed her after that or something like that. There's all these new things, and then there was a constable, like a police officer, like one of them weird cops that seen the day of her disappearance, seen her getting pulled into a van, and then there was a
I
burger.
heard that, man. I heard
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
This been out there, but now there's like these experts like do reenactments and shit, and then they're saying that the van. There was a B&E across the street. Now there's a witness saying that she was being pulled into a van, and then the van was found across town, all burnt up.
Wow.
Right. And so now his lawyer, I think is Mike something, I forget his name, the same dude, the same lawyer for Michael Jackson back in the day, Casey Anthony. I think it was a lawyer for Casey Anthony back then. I forget, but he actually is friends with Alan Jackson. He 1000%. He's like the Alan Jackson for Scott Peterson. He 1000% believes that he's not guilty. But it doesn't explain how he tried to run and go to Mexico, dyed his beard,
Right.
got money,
And what
like all
about
these
his new
different
girl?
things.
What about
His
the
new girl. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I
But
just
they
found some
but guess what?
evidence.
Guess
Yeah.
what?
Listen.
Everything you're saying is what you could talk about, right? So there's so many different cases.
Yeah, right.
There's so
yeah.
many different cases, bro. And I know you like Darren Hernandez. This, like, I talk
Yeah.
about him here and there. I'm just, putting you onto game, man. Just don't feel like when you click on here that you're forced to talk about, guys in wigs and shit. You don't have to do
Right.
that,
I know.
So you could just do whatever you want, man. Just be present, bro, and everything will shake out the way it is. Just be present in the moment, bro. Be present in the moment.
I appreciate that, man. That's good advice.
Absolutely.
Really do. So the next time you're out there, man, you're gonna have to come see the place.
For sure.
Where were you? Where'd you go? For the show off or something? I heard you say one time.
Yeah, I had to do some soul searching, but I'll hit you up behind the scenes, let you know
Yeah, for sure.
what went
Definitely.
down. But yeah, I'm actually trying to plan on a trip out there real soon, man. To be honest with you, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm seeing if we could get a show in. I might hit up that chick Jen up, man, to see if we could do another Tony's, man. Like do something real fast and swift, and
Yeah, that would
put
be
together another show, man. And when I get out there, or I might do another wellness check album. Wellness check too.
Yeah. Well, it's great because we built these relationships over the years. Well, such as we got the Tony's, we got the spot with the wellness check. We still got the spot upstairs and over at the club. And this is what we want to do: build more relationships and just keep it going.
Well, Brad said he was down to hold a cookout at the club, at his club, and I thought about doing a cookout, start at like at 3:00, ended at like 10. And everybody in the chat was, like, so, I just got to figure out when I can do it and and obviously give people at least a 2 to 3 week advance that they can, put their schedules aside and come join us. I think a cookout would be fresh. I thought about maybe doing a party bus, but I don't know how many people could fit on one of these party buses, and that might be a little bit pricey because you have to pay for the bus and then you got to pay for gas. I mean, shit. It costs almost $100 to fill up my car. My car's a 6-cylinder. Never mind a fucking truck. You know what I mean? So, So I'm just saying, I don't know if that's the right move with the price. As far as it sounds like fun, but you might have to. I think a cookout could be cool, or just doing it the old-fashioned way, man. Just getting a spot, with some good AC, and then obviously after hours, if people want to join us down the beach or something. or to the casino. We could do something like that. I mean, if it's hot out, can always. There's so many beaches in that area. Lynn Beach, Revere Beach. Can go hang out after or something.
There's so much stuff we can do.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
So-
dope plan. We gotta put something together. Even the
For
show
sure.
together, man. Missing the show. We gotta do something. We'll plan something soon. But this was just on the fly. I'm glad you checked it. It came up and had the time to come up. And yeah, I mean, going forward, that's it for that topic. I don't want to hear. I'm sure we'll hear something, but it is what it is.
Well, see, my thing is we're talking about that because, like, I don't like I kind of I feel your energy through this live stream. I've been there, and I call myself Randy McGee now. So basically, I feel like I can talk about it, but not picking a side. I feel like we earned our rights. Like if Jay Bro wants to talk about it, he could talk about it. If Kevy Kev wants to do a live stream and talk about a guy in a wig, he could talk about it. That doesn't mean he's on the side, like these sides. I feel like there's no sides now. It's a shit show. Anybody could headline the shit show, right? And I feel like we earned our right to talk about it because we were right. We were right. You guys these people wanted apologies for shit that really didn't even need apologies. People said whatever they said. Who cares? But yet we wanted apologies for one. Look what they did to Karen Reed. You fucking recorded her. She's in court every day. The recordings are in court. You know what I mean? Meredith got a wiretap charge. And then on top of that, you said what you said about James Jackson. Like, come on, man. Like, we were right all the way along. We call these fools out all the time. And then today you wake up and what do you see? You see a dude in Denmark in a wig. I mean, come on.
Right.
Is it if we ain't right, then I don't know what's wrong. You know what I mean?
Speaking of fools, you got this fool RVA. Who he thinks he's a Latin king. Frick. I mean, I've never listen. This is the guy who I got inboxes from. When I said, Jay, I think someone else is going in these chats pretending they're you and I, because they would say shit that kind of like we would say, but not really. And then sure enough, later on that night, I get a message from this shithead. Is that you with that weird beard? Oh,
yeah, it's probably not even him, man.
Nah, it's him, bro. He's a piece of shit now. He's
in my chat.
Yeah, he's in your chat. Make sure that's why I brought it up. So you get I tried to get rid of him, but anyway, I just wanna RVA. You know what? It's funny because I got the receipts of you. Yeah, it was me. I pretended I was you guys because they were going in. It's like, bro, mind your fucking business. You have that option too, to mind your business. Look at you.
But there's a I went on his page and I showed how he switched. Like he's probably gonna jump in on a different account now. You know what I mean? Like I went on this. Long gamers? Do you remember when I went on my page and I showed how he was switching his accounts? He was talking 1 minute. He's Turtles Pond. He's Afro Man, Neighbor, or something like that. He's like four different accounts, and he was showing how he jumps account to account. He was showing it. He wanted to show everybody how slick he was because he's a mental case. He's probably from. You know where he's probably from? He's probably from that part of Virginia. I just was out there, Alexander, Virginia. I heard he was in Virginia, right? He's probably from Alexandra. Yo, that place is a shithole. Oh my God, I just was out there, bro. I could not believe what I was. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I went to that part of Virginia. I stopped out there, right? No bullshit, bro. I walked inside the Waffle House and I didn't eat. Yo, I'm probably gonna gross you out. Anybody who's eating right now, put your shit on mute. You don't want to hear what I'm about to say. Yo, I went inside the Waffle House. Now, the Waffle Houses where I'm at are clean, man. But there's some grimy Waffle Houses out there, right? So I walked inside the Waffle House. I've been on the road at that point I was on the road for a little while. So I go inside the Waffle House and I wasn't even looking around. It was in a sketchy place. And I know I was in Alexandria, Virginia, which is like probably 5 to 10 minutes away from North Carolina. So I'm creeping. So I go inside the Waffle House. I order 7 eggs, 2 pieces of cheese, and a burger chopped up. That's what I get every single time. So if you go to Waffle House with JFK and I'm sleeping, just get me 7 scrambled eggs, 2 pieces of cheese, and a hamburger chopped up. And I'm going to wake up and I'm going to eat that shit in like 5 bites. But here's the thing. I come out and all of a sudden, the person who I'm with is like, yo, get in the car. I said, why? What the fuck's the problem? They're like, you didn't look? I go, look what? There's cockroaches everywhere, bro. Everywhere. Dude, I didn't even see them. They were crawling on the car. I said, get the fuck out of here. Yo, bro, they were on the car flying cockroaches. I ain't never seen flying cockroaches. These motherfuckers were flying roaches everywhere. I didn't even see them, dude. I came outside, bro. They were fucking everywhere. They were on the windows. They were on the floor. They were up in the lights. I was like, yo, shoot. I'm like, yo, let's just get out of here. We jumped in the car, dude, and we just peeled off, dude. I was just gone, dude. Gone. Roaches everywhere. And then as we're driving through the town, bro, my stomach was just curling of how nasty these roaches were, man. And then I just took a look around at the people out there, and I was like, yo, this place is a shit show out this motherfucker. And that's where IVA probably's at. That's where he's probably at. He's probably out that way. Nasty. It was gross, dude. I had to get the fuck out of there, bro.
I've seen this.
Nah, I left the food. Choose peace. I didn't eat the food. I left it. That's what happened. Let me explain a little bit different. I walked in and I ordered the food, and I came outside to wait for the food. So I walked in, I ordered the food. That's what I always do. When I go inside the Waffle House, I order the food and I walk outside and I'll stretch and do whatever I got to do, right? And that's what I was doing. And all of a sudden, the person I'm with's like, get in the car. And I'm thinking like someone's coming by with a pistol or something, right? I'm like, why? What's up? And next thing I know, they're like, there's roaches everywhere. I said, what? Then I realized there was roaches everywhere. I said, oh my God, get the fuck in the car. Get out of here. I thought I was in a high-speed chase, dude. The roaches were chasing us. Oh man.
I seen his Instagram. He's got like weird pictures.
It sounds like what does this person say? This is probably him. Sounds like roaches don't fly. Nah, these were flying roaches, man. They were flying, man. They were flying roaches. Roaches fly. Oh, they fly. They had the wings up and all that shit, man. They were flying. They was 1000% roaches, man. They look like them German roaches too, the ones that catch a fucking ride with you, man. The ones that hop on you and shit, and they hop off in your house and lay eggs and shit. Them German roaches. I'm in the South, man. I see all the bugs, man. I see the big ass locusts out here. The roaches out here look like mice, bro. Like you'll look down and thought you seen a mouse, but instead it's a fucking roach. They're huge.
Man, this guy. It's just funny to me though. He comes out of nowhere, like watching everything you do. I'm gonna pull this up and show you. This guy has a serious problem. Like to even do that and think of that. Let me go on someone else's channel.
See, this girl Melissa said it's true. They fly and glide in VA. See, she knows. I don't see the flying ones out in where I'm at in Georgia. I don't see them. I did see them once. I did see a flying roach in Georgia probably 2 years ago, but I don't see them. These ones, they were everywhere, and I was so tired. I just walked in, and that's what was giving me the heebie-jeebies. I walked right through all the roaches, bro. I didn't even notice.
You didn't even fucking flying around you, bro.
Yo, they were everywhere. Bro, they were everywhere. Yo, you should have seen the person in the car. The person in the car was like whispering to me, like they had the window cracked. They were like, yo, get in the car. I'm like, what's going on? I thought like the feds were coming, dude. I'm like, what's wrong? They're like the roaches. And then when I look, I'm like, oh my God, let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, Jesus, bro.
God,
do not stop in VA, bro. Do not stop in VA at a Waffle House, man. Run. Do not go to Virginia, dude. Oh, my God.
Flying roaches, bro. That's crazy. I didn't know they flew either. That's nuts. How big? They look like sparrows, probably. Coming down. Oh, shit.
Yo, they were pretty big, man. But the fact that people were in the Waffle House eating, carrying on, like it was like another
Yeah.
ordinary night. And they were all outside, bro, on the windows. Some of them was on the car. The car I was in was white. I seen a couple of them on the car. I had to swoop them off and get the fuck out of here, bro. Because they'll come in, like yeah, we was in a rental, so we was good, man. We dropped that shit off. But the point is, man, like that shit was nasty, man.
Yeah, because you never, like you said, you could bring them home. You know, you don't want that.
Hell no, bro. Hell no. Hell no,
But, you
bro.
know,
I mean,
this is the stuff that people do. And, you know, I think I should have addressed this when it happened. I just talked about it. But he probably, you know, he did it before. He'll do it again. This is that type of behavior, that weird behavior.
wait,
Right here, check
nasty.
this out. Let me slow this down.
It was gross, dude. I had to get out that way.
So check this out. Can you see that?
I can. I love what JFK and you and Kev are doing with this Eddie O'Brien stuff. Y'all are doing real work with this Ray from Dallas is sucking the cock of a white man. If Dallas is out, part of my language, people. I'm about to reveal the city just called Charleston. He is pissed.
So he called. Hold up, stop right there, bro. I'm about to reveal to the city. I just called Charleston white. He's pissed now.
Oh my god!
Right there when he said that, I was like, I know this. I came from Tom CPU's chat. I'm a moderator in his chat when he was the only one doing this back in the day at the courthouse. Every day, I'm sick and tired of the division. I'm sick and tired of them saying you all divided when Turtle Boy is facing a felony and the Glera caught up Monte and said, I mean, bro, this guy just makes up his own shit. The Glera caught up Monte and said, we need help. So he's saying the Glera called that, whatever the other dude, what was his name? Monte, I forget, the guy that the Glera knew before, we thought was because he wasn't showing his face, and said, we need your help. And it's out of control. And he ducked rec this morning and wouldn't send me the link. And he got DP'd. What is this dude talking about, bro?
Oh, he's nasty.
So then when I say during the show, JFK, I think someone is going in these chats acting like us. This is what I got, December 28, 2025. You're dead on, James. It's me. The fake JFK and James is me, because I saw who the Glera was 2 years ago and called him out live on Tom's CPU channel. No disrespect to y'all, but I'm not a troll. I wanted his full attention. Like I told Gay from Dallas. I don't know. The city ain't playing with the black man sucking off a white man. Like, what are you talking about, bro? How do you even say this? So my response to him was,
please don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Oh, shit.
Please don't do that. It's not helping me or my girlfriend who passed away. It only makes things worse, especially when we're working towards helping Karen. If you have problems with them, use your own name or make up another name. Don't use me and JFK's name to throw shade. We appreciate it. Peace. Tom CPU is not someone who we talk to either, so name dropping him doesn't matter. Oh, man.
Right?
You know what
so
I mean?
let me ask you this: didn't you just get into something with this guy, Tom CPU?
Oh yeah. So I saw the thing on X with him, with that thing with the woman, with the with him talking like that towards a child, and it made me think of how people just were so welcome into this community. As long as you were wearing pink, you were welcome. Nobody checked your background. Nobody gave a shit. And it's like, how could somebody like that be welcomed into a community? What were you thinking about doing to her, child? Oh, you couldn't wait. You had so many ideas. And then you said you apologized. I don't care how many times you apologize for that. This is what I told him. So now he starts telling on Twitter, oh, I speak to Karen all the time and your name never comes up. And first of all, you know, when you speak with her, she don't want you discussing what you talk about on internet. So you know that
Right.
was a lie. He's like, I didn't talk about your gold chain and this and that about Mr. Reed's gold chain. It's like, so he went back and forth a little bit, and I was like, Tom, keep that same energy. It's gonna, and then he just eventually stopped. He said, try to shut this channel down. Well, I never did that in my life. I wouldn't even know how to do that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people they give Tom that pass because he goes out there and gets the footage. But let's not forget when Cameron was going through these times and she was at the North End trying to pray by herself, and this dude's creeping in the back watching her pray like one of them cockroaches in Virginia. Just watching her, she like, what is he doing at the church, man? Can she have any freedom with Tom not breathing down her neck? And that's the time.
Yeah.
Remember when the gangster party, he got mad that he wasn't invited. He wasn't invited to this. He kept getting mad. The time I went to court, he was mad. He's like, whatever. He's Turtle Boy's crash dummy. That's exactly what he is.
Yeah, well, keep in mind, he comes from Turtle Boy from way back in the day. Turtle Boy wrote an article on him years ago.
Right. He's just a creepy dude, man. And you know, that's just where I stand with him. There's like people, I'm not letting that slide no more with letting, like, you know, because if we were sitting outside and we're hanging with people, we're not going to be sitting next to this, you know, people like this, such as is my
Hell no.
You know, we're gonna call it out. So what's the difference if we're here? Because why? He's at the courthouse earlier than somebody else with his camera to show Karen getting out of a truck. Come on, man. That shit is not important. And that's where I took full responsibility for saying maybe some of these bottom feeders from Boston thought that was an accomplishment to speak to Karen Reed. And I was here to tell them that it wasn't, you know, like that's not what it was about. It was about getting justice, corruption, and shit like that. So yeah, I mean, it was not really more of a problem with them. It was just don't take well to weirdos and creeps, I guess, shit like that. So,
Yeah, he's got a lot of nerve for talking shit, that dude. For sure.
yeah, he does.
You know?
For sure.
But
bro, I gotta take her out. It's been, I thought I was only gonna rock out, but you came up, so I had to say hello. I mean, I'm glad you came up.
Yeah, man, it's great. For sure. And everybody, man, make sure you go over to Venmo James-Amaral-5 on the Venmo, Cash App James Amaral Jr. on the Cash App, JFK on the Cash App Show Off, JFK Show Off on the Cash App, Venmo JFK Show Off. Go ahead and ping us up, man. We're going to be running around. We want to hear ping, 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 ping. When we go inside to go get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, we want to hear ping, 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 ping. So go ahead and ping us up. We're open 24 hours a day. And yeah, man, James, thanks for having me, brother.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, that's fine, brother. I said thanks for having me. Thanks for having me,
man. We'll definitely do this again for sure.
For sure, my brother.
With that being said, I go by the name of James Jackson.
And I go by the name of JFK. Some people call me Randy Allen Boucher. Others call me Randy McGee.
Some people call me the voice. I like to call myself the voice because I'm the voice of reason. And that's what it is. Peace.
See you guys next flight. Turn your notifications on. Let's go.
Let's go.
J.F.K. Russian.
Disclaimer.
But never mistake that Hank Brennan made a lot of money off this OxyContin thing back in the day because the OxyContin dealers could afford a lawyer $500 an hour. Explain what a public defender is.
And they do absolutely shit for you.
Shit.
Nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely not!
No.
Absolutely not!
Absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, this is a murder trial. She's fighting for her life. She's looking at 20 years, and she's got a judge who's a public defender that knows the ins and outs, and for some reason she took this revenge mindset against Karen. I don't know why, but she's taking all her frustrations out on Karen. And she shouldn't, because if anybody knows how the system is, it's Beverly Cannoni, and I don't get it. Damn, Sando, you see what the fuck they're doing to your boy? You see what they're doing? Damn, Sando, man. Everybody make noise for Sando filming it all tonight. Sando film. Free Karen, free. Free Karen, free. Yeah, free.